Have you ever started learning English with a lot of energy? You downloaded an app, bought a notebook, and made a perfect plan. For a few days, you studied every morning. You watched videos, saved new words, and promised yourself that this time would be different. Then life became busy. You missed one day. One day became 3 days. 3 days became 2 weeks. And suddenly, English disappeared from your routine again. If this has happened to you, you are not alone. Many English learners repeat the same cycle for years. They begin with excitement, push themselves too hard, become tired, and finally stop. Then they blame themselves. They say they are lazy. They say they do not have enough discipline. They say maybe they are simply not good at languages. But that is usually not the real problem. The problem is often the way they are trying to learn. Today, let us talk about why you keep quitting English. And more importantly, let us build a way of learning that you can actually continue. Imagine a woman named Maya. Maya had wanted to speak English confidently for a long time. Every few months, she created a new study plan. She planned to learn 30 words a day. She wanted to finish 1 grammar lesson every night. She also wanted to watch an English show, practice speaking, and write a diary. Her plan looked impressive, but it required almost 2 hours every day. On the first day, Maya felt proud. On the second day, she still felt motivated. By the 4th day, she was already tired. After a difficult day at work, she came home late and skipped her English routine. The next morning, she felt guilty. She told herself that she would do twice as much that evening. But the larger task made her want to avoid it even more. By the end of the week, she had stopped completely. Maya thought she had failed because she was weak. But the truth was simpler. Her plan was too heavy for her real life. She had designed a routine for her most energetic day. She had not designed one for a normal, busy, or difficult day. This is one of the biggest reasons people quit. They create a plan that only works when everything goes well. But real life does not go well every day. Some days you're tired. Some days your family needs you. Some days work takes all your energy. Some days you simply need to rest. A good English habit must survive those days too. That means your study plan needs a minimum version. Your minimum version is the smallest amount of English you can do on a difficult day. It might be 5 minutes of listening. It might be reading 1 short paragraph. It might be reviewing 3 useful sentences. It might be speaking to yourself for 2 minutes. This may sound too small, but a small habit that continues is more powerful than a perfect plan that disappears. 5 minutes does not look impressive today, but 5 minutes keeps the door open. It tells your brain that English is still part of your life. And tomorrow, when you have more energy, it is easier to continue. Another reason people quit is that they cannot see progress. Language progress is often quiet. You may study for weeks and still feel the same. You still forget words. You still make mistakes. You still need subtitles. So your mind says that nothing is changing. But many important changes are happening under the surface. You are recognizing sounds more quickly. You are understanding common sentence patterns. You are becoming less afraid of unfamiliar words. You are building connections that you cannot always feel. Progress in English is not always a straight line. Sometimes you feel stuck for a long time. Then one day, you understand a conversation that used to feel impossible. The improvement looks sudden, but it was built slowly. To keep going, you need to measure the right things. Do not only ask whether you are fluent yet. Ask whether you listened today. Ask whether you understood 1 new expression. Ask whether you spoke for 1 minute without stopping. Ask whether English feels slightly less strange than it did last month. These smaller signs are real progress. They give your brain a reason to continue. People also quit because they choose methods they do not enjoy. They study long vocabulary lists, even though they hate memorizing lists. They force themselves to read difficult books that do not interest them. They watch lessons that make them feel bored and tired. Then they believe learning English must always feel painful. But English is not one activity. It can be a story, a podcast, a song, a conversation, a game, or a useful video. You do not need to enjoy every part of English, but you should have at least one form of practice that you look forward to. Maybe you enjoy listening while walking. Maybe you like short stories about real life. Maybe you prefer repeating useful sentences from a movie. Maybe you like writing simple messages about your day. When the method fits your personality, consistency becomes easier. There is another quiet problem. Many learners believe every study session must be serious and productive. If they only listen casually, they think it does not count. If they understand only half, they think the time was wasted. If they forget a new word, they think they learn nothing. This kind of thinking makes English emotionally exhausting. You do not need to win every study session. You only need to stay in contact with the language. Some days are for focused learning. Some days are only for listening. Some days are for review. Some days are simply for keeping the habit alive. All of those days matter. Let us return to Maya. After many failed plans, she tried something different. She stopped asking how much English she could force herself to do. She asked what she could continue for the next 6 months. Her new plan was simple. Every morning, she listened to English for 10 minutes while drinking coffee. 3 evenings a week, she reviewed 5 useful sentences. On Sundays, she watched one longer video that she genuinely enjoyed. That was all. The plan seemed almost too easy. But for the first time, she continued. After 1 month, English felt more familiar. After 3 months, she could understand more without translating every word. After 6 months, she was still not perfect, but she was clearly better, and English had become part of her life. The real success was not that she studied more. The real success was that she stopped disappearing. Consistency does not mean doing the same amount every day. It means returning again and again. You can miss a day. You can have a bad week. You can lose motivation. None of those things mean you have failed. The important question is not whether you stopped. The important question is how quickly you return. So make returning easy. Do not punish yourself with a huge lesson. Do not try to recover every missed hour. Just begin with the smallest next step. Open the video. Listen to 1 minute. Read 1 sentence. Say 1 thing out loud. Momentum often comes after you begin. You do not have to wait until you feel motivated. Motivation is helpful, but it is not reliable. Some mornings it is strong. Some evenings it disappears. A simple routine can carry you when motivation is gone. Choose a regular moment that already exists in your day. Listen while making breakfast. Review sentences after lunch. Speak for 5 minutes during your walk. Connect English to something you already do. Then the habit needs less decision and less effort. Also, make your environment support you. Keep your English app on the first screen of your phone. Leave your notebook where you can see it. Prepare tomorrow's audio before you go to bed. Remove the small obstacles that give you an excuse to delay. Your environment can make the right action easier. Before we finish, choose your minimum English habit. Choose something small enough to do even when you're tired. Maybe it is 5 minutes of listening. Maybe it is 3 sentences out loud. Maybe it is 1 short page. Write it down. That is your promise for difficult days. On better days, you can always do more. But your minimum keeps the journey alive. Please remember this. You are not quitting because you are incapable. You may simply be using a plan that asks too much and gives too little encouragement. You do not need a more impressive plan. You need a plan that respects your real life. Make it smaller, make it easier, make it enjoyable, and make it easy to return. Your English will not change because of 1 perfect day. It will change because of many ordinary days. 10 minutes here, 5 minutes there, 1 sentence today, another sentence tomorrow. This is how language slowly becomes yours. So do not promise that you will never stop again. Promise that whenever you stop, you will come back. That promise is realistic. That promise is strong. And that promise can change your English. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take 1 small step today. Then come back tomorrow. You do not need to learn English perfectly. You only need to keep English in your life.